That's how you fucking do it! You blow them up with their own fucking rocket. Well, welcome back everybody. As you can see, I'm out with the VSS, but I'm trying to be a bit of a purist with it. Because as you can see, I've got the PSO scope on it, which is like, you know, authentic, the real thing that the Russians use. And, you know, you'll probably find in Daisy and Exile and whatever else. I have tried this scope before, and I found it quite irritating. But because they've introduced the ghillies, I thought, well, okay, look, you know, I could really try and play it, you know, proper stealth-like. So that's what I'm doing. And it's quite irritating because, I mean, it's nice that you can get the iron sights, and I tell you what, you don't half need them, as you're going to see. But the scope isn't really accuratised. Certainly not if you've got anything other than a sort of standard field of view. And we'll come on to that a little bit later. But I was playing very carefully. You'll see, you know, a couple of nice streaks. I don't know what's going on there with the lag, and that, you know, when you've only got 20 rounds, that's a bit of a pain. But of course, you miss shitloads of opportunities. I mean, look how many people there are, and I'm trying my best to break their legs, but you know, there's only time to get a couple, because in the 4.7 seconds it takes me to reload, all the others had run off. So anyway, so look, there's another crowd of them. I managed to break one guy's leg, so he's easy pickings, but you know, it's quite easy to forget that the rounds do fly quite slow with this gun. You know, they're big 9mm things, but they don't fly very quickly, so sometimes judging the lag can be a bit, well, it's easy to forget, right? It is for me anyway. So here you go, relying on the iron sights, and that was quite straightforward, wasn't it? You can see I've sort of moved position a little bit. Look at this guy tactically crawling into the smoke. And I haven't got the range set wrong. It's set at 100, so I don't know why it's taken me so many shots to kill him, but I sort of finally get him. But yeah, so trying to play stealthily and carefully. I mean, I've moved around a little bit on this streak, but you know, even when I'm taking shots like that, you know, people don't really know where I am, which is, you know, the benefit of the VSS, because it is really, really quiet. But look, there's guys running there, and you know, two guys with shotguns. I'm not going to get a chance to shoot at them because it's going to take me at least 10 rounds to down someone. Look, see that? Looked like it hit him in the head. Unfortunately, Mickey Mouse walked up on me. That's the only way he spotted me. So have a listen to what I talk about here. Fucking, that's no way that 200. He's going to move. I should have really had him. What? I could have done that, couldn't I? I suppose. I could have gone. Oh, he's about. I said he was about that tall. It should have been 275. I should fucking check it. And it's actually 210. So. Doesn't fucking work then, does it? If that's his fucking feet, he wasn't that fucking tall. So, as you can see, the rangefinder doesn't fucking work with my field of view. So, as you saw, quite a pleasant little sort of 12 streak. I'm in Kavala now. So you can see the iron sights get used a lot more than maybe you'd want them to. It's not very good at going through bushes, is it? That should get him though. So it's nice to have that sort of backup sight with this PSO scope. Unfortunately, I have to use it a bit more often than I'd like to have done. And as you can see, what I'm doing, I am trying to play stealthily. Remember, this gun is super quiet. I mean, it really is. It's only when people are literally standing next to you that they can work out where the rounds are coming from. I kept quiet there so that you could hear what I could hear. And as you notice, I'm actually aiming quite low, so I'm trying to hit him in the bum or the legs, if I can remember. I mean, I don't always remember because I'm just desperate to land rounds on people, but most of the time I try and aim low with the iron sights. And with the PSO, a lot of the time, if I can't hit them in the head. So we're going to be a bit patient here. And that's, it's quite a bit of work to be patient with the VSS, because we know it just doesn't have the punch. But look carefully at that guy. I mean, we'll see these guys again a little bit later, but the reason I was happy to wait then is because he's wearing that Alpenflage and German silly uniform that hasn't got any armour. So I wasn't worried about him pulling the revival from running away. I thought I'd get him, but I sort of messed that up. But again, look, quite a nice streak, and you can see where I was. So yeah, I had a good time with the VSS, and all of that is in the zone. So I'm earning points. You can see one Purgos. I'm thinking, well, I have tried this in the past and not found it very effective. But that sort of gave me hope. I thought, maybe it is alright. I'm on the American server, that's why I'm panicking, because of the lag. Of course, this happens. I've already used my grenades on another chopper, but they were too far away, so I am really buggered now. Now look, by the time I reload, there's no one left apart from this guy. And I don't know whether he spotted me as we landed or what have you, because he was being quite diligent. You see, I was taking my time thinking he doesn't know where I am, but he did. But anyway, so shooting that guy off the tower, even though obviously the slowness of the rounds meant it was one of the first few rounds that killed him, it sort of gave me a bit of confidence with this PSO scope. So I thought, okay, well, I'm going to try it against the towers a bit more. Here we go. Look what he's wearing. So that's quite easy, isn't it? And I'm probably hitting him with 2 bullets there. Spotted a bit of movement in those bushes. Here we go, look. There's he. I'm pretty sure there's... Yeah, there he is, look. And the nice thing about the PSO is you can sort of adjust it in sort of 25 metre increments. But as you've seen, it's not accurized. Certainly not with my 85-degree field of view. Therefore, a lot of it is a bit sort of hit and miss. It's one thing judging the distance. I thought I'd save those guys. That's why I've come back to sit under this bush. There seems to be shooting still going on. Look, someone's died. There must be more guys out there. There they are. Oh, we go. That sounds like a 240 somewhere, but... I do get a bit lost with the sounds of JSRS. I'm still trying to get used to it. And you also saw there, if you noticed that, that I miss aim quite a lot with this sight because of the numbers, so I tend to aim where the 10s are, and then I remember, no, I've got to find the chevron. Anyway, yeah, so you can adjust it, but it's not accurized, as we've discussed. Therefore, you know, it makes it a bit difficult, a bit hit and miss. So you have to have your particles up high so you can see where the rounds are landing. Now, I'm quite a long way from this tower, which means the bullets are going to take an awful long time to get there. Yeah, you might not think 234 meters, but that is quite a long way for this gun. But as you're going to see, once I started to sort of get the hang of it, I'm going to pick up quite a few kills here. It doesn't look like it though, does it? But I guess they can't really hear the impacts or work out where it's coming from. You know, there is no report at all. And these guys are just so eager to shoot things out the window. So I'm going to sit here really and pick people off ad infinitum. You know, if anyone's there, I'm going to get to shoot at them. They've upped the ammo of the VSS. You probably know that. You get an extra couple of clips, an extra 40 rounds. But, you know, it is taking the best part of half a clip to kill someone. But at least I got to close the hatch. I still think, really, you know, it's a difficult weapon to use, and the amount of effort that you have to go to you know, get a good score with it. For most people, I can understand you're not going to have the patience, because you know, you have got to creep around. You're going to get frustrated when you miss aim because of the ranging of the chevron, especially if you've got an unusual field of view. The iron sight is really difficult to use. You know, it is like an emergency sight, and even then it's not great. So I can understand why, you know, a lot of people aren't going to bother. Having said all of that, if you're like me and you're always looking for a different challenge, or you know, you want to try and maximize, you know, the performance and prove that you can do it with a shit gun, then it's worth doing, because it is a challenge. It is a different way of playing. You do have to be a lot more stealthy. You have to be really careful. You have to pick your spots, and you know, you've got to stomach the fact that you're going to miss a lot of kills that with any other gun you'd have had. You know, if I'd had a Mark 11 Mod 0 there, which they wouldn't be able to hear or see either, you know, these guys would be getting slaughtered. But I suppose, you know, it's like a bit of artistry to doing it with this. I mean, look at this. I mean, okay, I'm on the American server, so it doesn't help, and they're, you know, trying to bait as many shots as possible. But every time you knock one of them down like that, it does not feel good. And that was quite an important kill, because as you'll see in a second, that was my 10,000th kill in RHS. I'll leave this screen up just for a little while so you can easily hit pause if you want to have a look at my stats and see where I've been getting my points from. But really, yeah, I was just fortunate that I managed to go and check. Because I'd noticed earlier that I was on 9,000 whatever it was and 84, 984, and just fortuitously went and checked. The round basically is drawing to a close, as you can see, but this is sort of one of those examples of play to the whistle, lads. So, you know, a lot of people like to fanny around and just fire their guns up in the air, but even though, look, it's 99, look, there's another kill. There's another kill. The time's still ticking down, but there's another one. Doing quite well, as you can see. We'll talk about that in a second. Wait, he's going to get revived again. Oh, he is. Oh, but I wasn't quite quick enough. But as you can see, guys, that is what I'd consider quite a good score with the VSS, considering I was in the zone the whole time. So maximising, you know, my impact on our team's performance, even though we only got 57 points. So have a go with the PSO scope. It will take you a bit getting used to, but you know, it's another way of playing, and you know, it's more time in the game that you can get enjoyment out of. I hope you enjoyed that, guys. Thanks a lot for watching. Please leave a like.